So for you coffee drinkers, I just wanted to do this quick video to share with you my story, and you could probably take from this something that for a good amount of people is probably going to help you to have better brain performance throughout the day. So if you think about brain performance, there's a lot of different sectors maybe, right? There's like, I need processing speed, I want my brain to be able to draw conclusions from disparate things and put them together or be creative. I want the ability to reference information really quickly in my brain. And I want the ability to section things out to their like definitive, minimalistic elements, and cut out all the rest of the sort of fat that goes along with things in your life. All that, like especially that last part, that has to do with the way your brain's functioning at the time. It has to do with attention fragmentation. It has to do with the brain's ability to be efficient. There are some modes you can get in where the brain isn't efficient, and all information that comes inbound and all accumulated stressors throughout the day stay there, and you're thinking of them. They're like open fires in your brain, and they're there and they're bothering you. And then there are other states where you have the ability to take all those open fires and close them, or to look at them for what they are, and like say you get revolutionary, and you get a fucking piece of paper and a pen, and you start writing some of the stuff down and getting it out of your brain and into like a 3-step sort of thing, or like, let me just write A, B, C, D. Did I do it right? Okay. E, and then A, B, C, D, and E. I just want to write down the things I'm thinking of and simplify them to their simplest kind of element, and then put them down on paper. It's just a different brain kind of state that happens there. Caffeine is one of those things that, for me and for others that I've talked to, turns off the ability to, it inhibits the ability to take attention fragmentation and actually do something about it, right? Get yourself in an organized manner, or restrict yourself in the brain to only thinking about the really important elements within a certain scenario happening within your life or business. And I find that if I drink 2 cups of coffee in the morning, 2, and this is like, I think the kind of coffee is important. I'm drinking super clean single origin beans called Upgraded Beans. They're like, it's really good coffee. Lab tested for a particular kind of toxins called mycotoxins that affect brain function and affect physical function. And this coffee positively affects performance, brain performance, and other performance. And this is really good coffee. If I drink more than 1 cup of it in the morning, in succession, I drink 1 cup and then like 20 minutes later I drink another cup of coffee, I feel an inhibition in my ability to be creative, an inhibition in my ability to be in like an alpha brain state, which is characterized by like particular electrical activity in the brain, which in a more simple way allows you to just basically process information in a much more integrated manner. You're just a little slower, which is good. It's not like you're just like, you can't reach for words, you can't think of things, you can't activate the brain in particular ways. It just means that you are not at the mercy of a rambling brain, but rather in control of a very integrated brain. It's a very cool kind of, one of the main brains, like 4 or 5 brain states. Alpha is one of them. And I get that way from like sitting in the morning and doing this for 30 minutes. And inside of my head, like I'm doing all this stuff where I'm trying to take every time that my attention tries to wander and go somewhere, and I'm bringing it back to like myself, and like getting back to the core of like my brain. And I'm turning off particular parts of the brain. I'm activating neuronal connectivity between prefrontal cortex and other parts of the brain. It's like this whole neurological kind of integration thing that folks like to simplify and call meditation, but to me it's much more like, you're talking about heavy brain training, like lifting weights or something. And I can get myself in a really awesome state and then go and do my business stuff, but then if I drink 2 cups of coffee, the caffeine will in fact take me out of that place. The caffeine will put me in a place where I can't fully be in that slow, deliberate, integrated, focused place where just like I'm on top of everything. I'm on top of my confidence, I'm on top of my emotions, I'm on top of my work that I have to do, I'm on top of the inbound demand, I'm on top of basically everything. I get taken out of that by consuming too much coffee. So I would think the tolerance level is different for different people, but I think for entrepreneurs who are particularly focused on having all sectors of brain function really good, like we talked about, referencing information, processing speed, but also connecting disparate parts, being creative, having the ability to have a calm alpha state about things, and a good focus ability, and the ability to get rid of attention fragmentation. if you really want to be productive, it's about having all that stuff straight. You can't just have hot ass wheels and like awesome rims and have a shitty engine. You can't just have one really awesome thing and then a couple other things not working. If everything works really well, then everything works really well. And the more I learned about the body, the more I learned about food science, the more I've learned about brain science and all this stuff, and how it relates, particularly brain science and food science, to business productivity. The best output for productivity comes from everything being very integrated. Disparate parts, a lot of different elements within brain function and other functioning being pretty optimal. So maybe you want to cut down on your coffee, like me. This is, it's still a big ass cup of coffee that I drink every morning, but that's it. By the way, this also has 2 egg yolks in it for an emulsifier, which is tremendous. It's got a little bit of coconut milk in it, and 2 packets of stevia, and it's upgraded beans, upgraded coffee, and there's also like 3 teaspoons of medium chain triglyceride oil, which is like very powerful for brain function. I also dumped MCT oil on my eggs and sweet potatoes this morning, and I do that frequently, and that's like a great way to have like good saturated fats, which are tremendously beneficial for you, to be sort of sorting through your brain throughout the day. I'm rambling. Tweet it. You get it. All right. Peace.